We have some really good quality programs that are going on with the community. And I think the word is out a little bit that we are here. We would like to stay here and support Columbia.
You're the blonde-haired Vincent Van Gogh.
We worked with Columbia School District, and we had over 150 drawings from the community. And then the community actually voted on what they wanted to see made into a bike rack. And then we had it fabricated by a local artist, and now it's installed at the Columbia Crossing building. And we just see a lot more potential of those kind of projects.
I think that Columbia location is just awesome. You know, right downtown, it's on a busy street. A lot of people walking by there, going to Hinkle's.
I wouldn't have painted with a fly swatter in my basement. There's no way. Suddenly I have this huge space where I can be messy.
Keeping the costs low and affordable, I think is key. There's been some other studios around the area. The rents start to go up and then these artists move out. You know, it isn't good for that community, in my opinion. So if we could get a hold of the building and ensure that we're going to be there long term, I think that'd be wonderful.
I like that I was able to have a space up here where I could work on that piano. I wouldn't have been able to do something like that. Right. I think different artists work different ways.
I work better when there's somebody else, like not necessarily talking to me, but just over there working. That definitely helps, having a group of artists together.
In Lancaster, what we've seen is people that take classes and or college students that no longer have a place to work are now renting space right along with other professional artists, and I think that could be a great collaboration for everybody.
Hey, Rock.
Hi. From when we first opened the doors and people were coming in, a lot of the local people that came in, it was just one story after another of how when they were young, they remember walking up those steps as a kid. They remember going and, trying on their clothes, and they remember when it was Heinemann's. They gave me history about it, where things were laid out.
Well, I think one thing with that Columbia location is it's not set with what's happening, right? So there's some potential to evolve with the need.
I think a gallery in that first big room would be really nice. Space upstairs would be just nice to always have open as an event space. Puppet shows, we had that trash and fashion show up there. Little like comedy skits or plays, kid plays would be awesome.
The second floor apartment, there's enough room to hang art, even fairly large pieces. There's a potential studio in there. And then up here in the front, there's two. The light's pretty awesome. This is pretty much the perfect scenario for 3 artists having a co-working space where they each would have their own studio and then be able to do shows out here. And then there's 2 more apartments upstairs. I just feel like there's so much potential, not just for studio space and all that other stuff, but keeping it being a co-working space, the community.
I think that's more important than just a gallery.
I do too.
That's why I'm saying, like, art builds bridges, not walls.
I think it's really neat to have a space in a community where the community feels like, wow, I can go there, I can create, and it'll be seen by the community.
We are Right Face. What Right Face does is provide creative writing workshops to veterans who are having issues readjusting to civilian life.
On your mark, get set, bam, bam, bam! Watch your sectors. Contact front, bam! Whose turn is it to do the dishes?
I was in the Navy for 4 years as a medic during the Vietnam War, 66 to 70. Whiteface is the best thing that ever happened to me.
Lancaster Creative Factory and the Columbia Creative Factory has allowed us to use this space. What we do here is we combine art into it as well, because you can't do art without thinking about it and feeling about it.
Every day we're losing 22 veterans to suicide, because if you sit home and isolate yourself, all you're doing is keeping it inside.
We couldn't do this without this space. It's just perfect.
We're given art problems, how to make a piece of pottery, how to paint a painting, and I believe, and I've witnessed, that this can transition over into life and really enable people to break through some new ways to problem solve, and then next thing you know, they've come to some social realizations and it's really changed them.
Bonjour.
So this is a mosaic table that some of the kids made here from the Boys and Girls Club in partnership with the Columbia Creative Factory.
Our goal with the Boys and Girls Club and the veterans is free. That's, you know, we want to provide that service.
The kids have been able to experience artwork over there and see it through the windows and see artists coming out that they haven't normally been able to see, and so I think that's been really fun for them, and it's really fun for us. The opportunities now that they have with the Columbia Creative Factory being across the street is fantastic.
Have you used these before?
I
No?
have like a pretend one that shows
Do you?
Legos.
Okay, well this is a real one. That's gonna be cool.
That's Petey, yeah.
Monday, when you come up to the Columbia Creative Factory, you're going to be working with clay. And by Wednesday, I'm going to have all your film developed, and then you're going to design your own wildlife book with the pictures that you took.
You've seen the animal, get the creative juices flowing, and then see what they produce. It's just amazing.
Animals in Art is what we called it. That was funded through the Columbia Borough. We're able to provide for the Columbia community these things at little or no cost.
I always get so excited when I see a child that you can just tell the lights went on.
Certainly Lancaster City's got its art scene, but I think, you know, Marietta and Columbia and Wrightsville and some of these other river towns have a real potential to build something really unique. And I feel like we could be a big part of that.
What's it feel like when you walk in the doors of this place?
Honey, I'm home.
Once we got started and I started seeing the effect that it was having, there's no way that I can not do this anymore.
We don't have the opportunity to do this kind of art with the kids here in this building, and I think it's great for them to be able to experience that.
It's part of a village.
You need family, you want camaraderie, esprit de corps. You find it right here.
It's just fun. You know, you get to build things, you get to see cute animals, and you get to paint what you've built after you modeled it after the animals.
Do you like doing this?
I wish they did this all the time.